We're good to go. Oops, just made a mistake. Happens. That's why they have erasers on pencils. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Todd Standing, and I'm the man who takes people out into the field and has them either live interact with their eyewitness Sasquatch. Got a really cool announcement today about something new that I'm working on that is very, very significant. Remind me in the show, Paul. Of course you're on, Paul. Remind me a little later, Paul, to mention that announcement in case I forget, because that's a possibility. I get caught up in all the amazing questions pertaining to the topic of Sasquatch that I get. So you're back in Oregon, I see. That is fantastic. Yeah, the other expeditioners. I should actually, I'll do like a throwback video about the other expeditioners. Their expedition was really very, very successful. It was Logan, Matt, and Dan, and Ashley were all out on expedition, and we had some pretty incredible stuff. So I think it was day 2 or something. Dan was on their expeditions. These are Dan and Matt are the people coming out on your expedition, Paul, to Nia Bay. So that's the first expedition I'll do. I think in 2025. It's my very first expedition. I go to Nia Bay. It goes earlier because Nia Bay is warmer earlier. There's no, it's I don't know if it really snows there ever. I know, of course, it snows there, but it doesn't really get winter like we have here, like snow we have on the ground here. But Dan was kind of just right in front of me hiking and saw a large shadowy figure. And I haven't been able to talk to him about that. He's been very elusive for a long time because he saw a Sasquatch. And I know he denies it, but I want to talk about the large shadowy figure that caused him to go, "What was that? You get up there. You are armed." And I don't know what that was I just saw, but it scared the heck out of me. And then so it was then Matt, Dan, and Todd Standing were pushing forward. Logan and Ashley stayed back. And then Logan and Ashley heard my whistle when I was 200 yards in front of them. And Logan thought Ashley whistled, and Ashley thought Logan whistled. And both of them were like, "Wow, that was Todd's whistle," but it was amazing because I don't do a very good whistle. It's not very good. When the Sasquatch do that sound, that's my spiritual animal is the red-tailed hawk. I'm making that sound. And so yeah, the Sasquatch. Hello, live show, no interruptions. Go see Thaden, please. I have a 7-year-old daughter who's amazing and wonderful. But yeah, so we'll get into that. I'll have an announcement. So hello, everybody saying hi. And they're saying boom because the Sasquatch make a boom sound to announce themselves. They call themselves the boom. Hey, Todd, hope you're well tonight. I am well. Thank you, Barry. Hello from Nebraska. Look at this all over the USA. Spots, Sylvania, Virginia. Are there Sasquatch there? Maybe. Hello from Florida. Look at that. All over the continent of North America. We're kind of an international show until somebody shows up and says, "Hi, I'm from England. Hi, I'm from Australia." Then we're hella international. We really, in Canada and the US, we so share, the ecology. I mean, until you get to the south, there's extreme similarities. I've been through the Adirondacks, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Washington State. There's so many similarities. I don't know much about, like, I'm a Western Canadian, born and raised. That's where I track. I've been to Ontario and Quebec, and I've been to New York State. I haven't been in Maine. I was in the Adirondacks of New York. It's very like there's some really, really significant similarities all through these areas. Differences, but more similarities than not. Like when you put me in desert areas, like if I was to go to Africa, it'd be a lot to learn. I actually really want to do that. There's a famous African tracker who collaborates. I haven't spoken to him in about a year and a half. He's a famous gorilla tracker. He works for the top. He works in the Diane Fossey Foundation. He's their big tracker out there. Spectacular guy. I heard about him from a primatologist that I took out to Nordegg, Alberta. She said, "Wow, you just act like Matumbe." And I was like, "Cool, that's a Matumbe does this, Matumbe does that, and Matumbe sees the tracks and shows me like you're showing me. Then boom, Matumbe takes us to the gorillas, and you're just like him." And I was like, "Wow, that's so cool." This was a long time ago, probably 8 years ago. So she told him about me, and he asked questions. He does this, he does that. Well, that's what I do. That's what I do. So my point is, vastly different ecologies, right? Vastly different. But there's exceptional universal similarities between trackers. And I'm not even surprised. So when I went down to Alabama, I met a tracker down there, incredible, amazing guy who just, man, he knew his stuff. And I just picked up stuff so fast with him. That's different though, because there is exceptional similarities in ecologies, um, between the southern United States and then the northern United States and then Canada. Exceptional similarities, differences, maybe more different than separate. But yeah, I picked it up. I love it. I got really comfortable in the southern United States tracking, because of that gentleman that mentored me that has not come up to see me in my radium spot. It really makes me unhappy. He promised me he would come see me, and he has not done that yet. If you're listening, uh, Mr. Smith, I would love to have you up here. So, James and Royal, hello. Andy saying hello. Thank you, Andy, for being on here today. Hello, James. Hello, Boom from the Oklahoma family, discovering Bigfoot family. Thank you very much. I love Oklahoma so much. Question. Oh, here we go. Paul, on your expeditions, there are several trees pushed down on the road to base camp. Do you still think that is the work of Sasquatch? I don't think. I absolutely know it is. This year, when I drive in, which will probably be in the next month, my first expedition is end of May in radium. And when I first drive in, I'm hoping to see those kind of signs. And about every second year I come in and that happens. And then sometimes those pushed over trees don't happen until like a month in or so. Usually the pushed over trees on the road are done for me by June. Like I'll do one expedition in May and two in June. So by mid June, they're usually done pushing over trees and that sort of thing for me. So, but yeah, it's I don't think it's Sasquatch. I 100% know it's Sasquatch. I'm not really I'm not a guy who's going to debate these things with people. I know what I know. So no people are doing that. There's Sasquatch tracks at the base of these trees. There's tree breaks around there. So um, it's definitively 100% Sasquatch. A lot of these, even on one expedition, it was on the Sean Jeter expedition in 2024, where we came in. Oh, they were planning to do a bike race in that kind of is. They were doing one of those mountain biking races, and they were looking and scouting the trail, and the people that were scouting the trails came into a section of my research area, and it really PO'd the Sasquatch. So there were busted trees. I was a little confused because it was July. I was like, why is there busted trees over here? It's very perplexing. And that was why I think they were ticked off that people were coming over into my research area or getting close to it. And what their intentions were, the Sasquatch didn't appreciate that either. But the Sasquatch get no respect ever. James Penner, who's on today, I'll tell you, man, the Sasquatch lost their mind when logging was set to transpire, the following season, and they did everything they could to show those people, we don't want you here, don't come logging. And nobody cared, nobody listened, and it's totally despicable to me and to James. And honestly, even the Sasquatch showed that to James and I. We clearly recognized that James and I have no doubt about what we saw. Those Sasquatch up in the Kamloops area, that's in, I guess it's kind of northern British Columbia. They really are talking. They're really letting it loose. Like they want it to be heard. And so even I did those videos. I mean, what, they get 80,000 views? I don't know. It's disappointing that people aren't picking up. It was very exciting to anybody who would have been out there to see the Sasquatch, because you got to understand, we were seeing these busted up trees and all this evidence of Sasquatch. I didn't know logging was coming in the Sasquatch. No, I'm a person. I didn't know that area was set to be logged. The Sasquatch knew. Do you understand how significant that is? They knew by what these men were doing, and then when we have drones, so we fly up a drone and you could literally see in the area everything is squares of logging. Like you can tell that was logged 5 years ago, that was 10 years ago. This one's set to be logged. That one's logged 3 years ago. It's like every little section is squared off. And when the Sasquatch say, don't log here anymore, and they leave signs that are so goddamn obvious, busting trees and tree breaks and twisting trees on the road. Like as a person to come by, you had to push that out of the way. And you can't take a second and go, why are there busted trees over each side of the road, perfectly, like there's ladies and gentlemen, there is such an intelligence to it. You'd have to be a buffoon. Like I can't imagine any human being going, "Wow, break, break, break." At the worst, they must be thinking, "Well, people are doing this." But then the Sasquatch are so smart; they make it so they're too powerful. Like a person couldn't do this, a person couldn't do that. Like just use your freaking head, and they don't, and nobody listens, and people don't care, and it's totally despicable, and it hurt my feelings a lot. It hurt James's feelings a lot. Like it was painful to see them clearly speaking out, clearly trying to ask us, for God's sake, can you just not log this? And I bet you, if we would have talked to them, if I could have talked to them, they'd tell you this is why we don't want you to log it. And the reason would have been so beautiful and so amazing and so natural. And nope, don't care about you, Sasquatch. We ignore you. We don't accept you exist. And just and that's what we do, and it's pretty despicable. So there I got DJ Sweet Pants from Utah. Thank you for tuning in. Syracuse, New York is here. Hello, Peter. Connecticut. Look at this, all over the US and Canada. Question: have you heard them near you cloaking, or is cloaking silly and they don't do that? Well, no, there's nothing silly about it, in that there's a lot of things that Sasquatch do that are quantum. They have a thorough understanding of the quantum. There's some major stuff that's going to be popping up that's really going to change humanity and our understanding of quantum, our understanding of our ability to manipulate frequencies, and through telepathy, the other abilities that we have. So no, it's not silly at all. Do I have evidence of it? Nothing I can really speak to so much. But let me tell you this. I know this for sure, because they do this to me. Through telepathy, they have a way to affect your mind to gently convince you of things. Like, it's literally Star Wars. Like when the Jedi goes, you don't need to see his identification. You don't, there's nothing interesting about these men. Move along, move along. It's really legit, guys, and it's not so blatantly obvious when it happens to you. That's why I tell my expeditioners, if a Sasquatch wants to get you alone, they'll do it. They'll make me go off somewhere else, and I will. So they are literally the masters out there, and I am literally the student. I do not dominate out there. I'm number 2 out in the wilderness. I have to be. The bears, the mountain lions, the wolves, I'm above them. But I'm not the apex species. The Sasquatch are. And so they're capable of, so they could they cloak? Well, they could make me think that they weren't there. They could make me focus left when they're on the right. And then if I catch them, they could put it in my head, no, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So is that not cloaking per se? So, but like you're talking like as a being to cloak. I don't know. There's been things that are paranormal to me too, that I can't explain. Moments where it seemed like they were there and then they were gone. And I've had expeditioners, intelligent people, especially Ashley, who has evidence of cloaking to do with particular situations that we were in. And I cannot deny it, because these aren't crazy people. These are highly intelligent people that I admire and respect, and they are having better evidence of than I am. And then when you talk about Nia Bay, holy crap! My mentors from Nia Bay would say absolutely yes, 100%. That one of my mentors in Nia Bay believes a Sasquatch. No, she has a story. I'll tell you this. So these are people. You must understand. They push my paradigm. They are more woo than I am, and I really appreciate them. Because sometimes they're right. Randy Briston was more woo than me, and 9 times out of 10 he was actually correct. And it drove me nuts, because he'd be saying these crazy things about triangles all over the place and blah, 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 and then he was right about it. It was Sasquatch. So, anyways, I had a story from Analia where she says she was cloaked by a Sasquatch from her husband, and her husband walked right past her, and the Sasquatch had her cloaked, and he couldn't see her. And he walked past her again, and he couldn't see her. And she told me this story. Are they crazy people? No, They're amazing people. They're enlightened people. They're very impressive people. Do I believe them? It sounds kind of impossible. So um, that's what they say, and I admire these people. So so there's lots of good, intelligent people out there that are saying that cloaking is a reality, and respect to that. So and I'm not there yet. So Mike Koala says, "Hey Todd, would you, what would happen if you did a loud alpha scream? I dreamed it. Didn't work out. LOL. So if I did a loud alpha scream, well, I don't want to. When I make a sound, the sound is a cue to telepathy. This is what I teach all my expeditioners. So when you hear a boom, so the Sasquatch, imagine they're in the trees and they're looking at you, and they see you and they're giving you this telepathy and they're communicating with you, and you kind of feel it, but you're not sure. And then suddenly you go boom. And that sound, boom, that wave is to cue you to the telepathy. And I have a tremendous amount of evidence to substantiate that. One of the most recent things, I was out on an expedition with John Hunsinger, who's probably watching the show today, and we heard. So we're talking, and we have the cameras recording, and we hear crashing sound of some kind. It was really loud, and I was literally talking when the sound happened, but it was so overwhelming. John and I just stopped, and it was so loud to us. And John remembers it vividly how loud it was. And the Sasquatch came around. They were completely 100% mind speaking to us. John got owned by the Sasquatch. They just took over and owned him. One particular individual that's interested in him. He got schooled on telepathy by only in a way only a powerful telepath can do it. So I just owned him. They told me to stay out of it, so I stayed out of it. I had my own little telepathic thing going on. However, when we heard the sound later, those cameras have excellent audio recordings. When John heard that sound, he goes, "That's not the sound we heard." I go, "It is. It's definitely the sound we heard." He goes, "Why is it so quiet?" Because it to us there as an eyewitness to it, it was extremely loud. And I'm not just talking like the wilderness is dead silent, because it was actually at night too. They came. It was very dark. But the energy that hits you, I could literally feel it, like boom, like so he went boom, like we're here, and it was multiple Sasquatch out there going, "We're here," right? And it all came with that sound. So the sound was, it sounded a lot louder than it was. Can you understand that? Because we felt the energy hit you. Survivor Man talks about this. This is way back in 2014. Survivor Man goes, "It's a boom that it's like you can feel it more than you can hear it." Ah, did you hear what he said? This is where the infancy starts. This is where the opening of the mind begins. Is why do I seem to be able to, and you go, "Where do you feel it?" It's like, "I feel it all over. I feel it like inside. I feel it like like a deep bass wave, but it's like penetrating." Yeah, that's the telepathy. That's the powerful, you know, boom. Like they put, when they hit the ground, guys, they just have a frequency. Like they know it's coming. They're in you. They're speaking to you, and you're kind of like, I feel like I'm being watched. Then suddenly, boom, and that wave just hits you. It's so powerful. And when you're out there, and the many people that have been on expedition with me that have had the pleasure of experiencing that, you cannot deny that truth. It's very, very powerful. So Moss Pit Mary says, question: I watch lots of true stories on Bigfoot. Apparently plums are favorite. Have you fed them plums? No. Tell us your favorite. Tell us a favorite. Never. I would never feed them candy bars and junk food, guys. Never. I wouldn't give that to my children. I couldn't give an energy exchange like that to poison them with those disgusting, despicable cake, donuts. I don't even think they could eat that. When I hear people, every time I've ever heard somebody, they give them donuts and I ate them, I don't buy it. I literally, I just immediately when I hear them talking, I don't like what I'm hearing. I feel deception, and and it was donuts, and they took them on, they ate them. Yeah, no, they didn't, because so I have children. I'm a father. I have people that I work with. But as a father, when I give my children good, excellent, healthy, organic food, like they actually pick and eat wild berries. When berries ripen, we eat those things. They know about berries aren't sweet like that. They just aren't. Where I'm from, they're not. They have a little bit of sugar in them, but you'd have to eat like 1,000 strawberries to get a teaspoon of sugar. Like it's a lot. And the strawberries are very tiny. Usually the fruits are very tiny out here. My point is, even them, my daughter goes to a birthday party, she eats half of her cake and gets a headache, you know? And I'm feeling the same way. The more I eat really good, healthy food, I literally reject that nasty sugar. I go out to a movie theater and I get something there and I'm like, well, how do people eat this? Like I'm getting a headache, I'm having a reaction to it, and you're supposed to. You're supposed to have an insulin spike and all the glucose. It's not good for you. That's so not natural. So my point is a being that's literally out there in the wilderness that gets literally the amount of sugar a normal human being, even like myself, the amount of sugar I eat in a week, and I have a low sugar diet, would be more sugar than they have in a year. So you're going to tell me they ate a donut? I just don't buy it. I don't. I'm sorry. And I can't see how and there's more to it than that. Somebody that's a donut eating person that eats that kind of crap food, they're going to stay away from you. I've seen it. I've seen them do that. I've seen them look at those people and go, wow, he's toxic. There's a toxicity because you can't be spiritually. I'm not going to be nice because you don't need a nice person right now. I'm going to tell you something, and I don't care if it hurts your feelings. If you're not physically fit, if you don't take good care of your body, your meat sack, you can't be spiritually awakened. The more unhealthy you are, if you don't get exercise, if you don't eat properly, if you're not drinking good clean water, you understand that affects you spiritually. Like there are the five things, the life force energy. Then you got your mental, your physical, your emotional, and your spiritual. These five things are this is how everything in your life is based on those things. That's how we live. That's how we thrive or how we die. So if one of them is down and is hurting, if you're mentally damaged, then you can't be spiritually up. If you're physically damaged, you can't be spiritually up. If you're physically up, way up, you can be emotionally and spiritually up. All those things, they all they work together, right? One might get a little higher than the other, but they work in conjunction. If you have one down low, it brings everything down low. You must understand this. And you do have control over what you put in your mouth. You do have the brain to go, man, what's the water that I'm drinking? It's crap causes. My dog was drinking tap water. She got cancer. My mom was feeding her tap water. She's like, oh, she's fine. She's fine. Yeah, she wasn't. She got belly cancer. I put her on the filtered water and I ice bathed her and it got rid of most of it. So that's my dog. And you can look at the studies. They give dog tap water. They get cancer. They stop the tap water. They don't get cancer. Well, if your dog does that, they're mammals. Don't you think it's affecting you? It does. Absolutely. And even your pineal gland with the fluoride buildup, it does damage, guys. Like you must understand this stuff. It's so important. Have they ever gave you a nod while out there? No. Like, hey, Todd, have a good hike? Or is it sketchy when you see one? I think you mean, like, I've never seen a Sasquatch look at me and go, nice. But yes, they've given me that, oh, you're doing good. Yeah, you're doing great. Like, okay, so 2023, I'm out under a structure with Ashley, and we're having an incredible spiritual experience. The Sasquatch are coming in and they're just smashing me mentally. Ashley too. We're just getting smashed. They're right there. They're making sounds. They're around. I see them, and so I'm looking at them. I see them, and they're communicating with me through telepathy, and they're trying to get me a message. And I'm talking through it, and Ashley's listening. I'm trying to understand what they're trying to say to me, and finally I say it. And they literally, you want to talk about a nod? I go, you want me to accept me for who I am? You want me to be this person? This is who I was supposed to be. That's what you're trying to tell me? Bang, bang, knock, knock. Ashley just about fell over. And so did I. I was like, whoa. And because we both know that Sasquatch that did it, and I looked at him after he hit knock and then knocked twice, I was like, wow, because the energy of that knock was like, yes, that's what we've been trying to tell you. And so we're crystal clear. The epiphany was, I was built to do Sasquatch research. This is who I am. And my job is, I'm a conduit to teach people that want to learn about Sasquatch. Or more specifically, if Sasquatch nuke a guy in Australia, this is actually happening. And they're getting through them, their mind speaking with them, they're remote speaking with them, and they want to meet him. They call me. Suddenly they're inspired to watch Discovering Bigfoot, and then they're inspired to go to the website, and they're inspired to send me an email. And then Sasquatch inspires me to resonate with them. And then I get that connection and everything falls into place and they come out and have incredible success. And the stuff that's going on out here, guys, or ladies and gentlemen, is you couldn't even, it's just right off the scale. People come out and they act like they've been here before and they show me where there's tree breaks in the bush in an area they've never been to before because the Sasquatch have been mind speaking with them. And it happens over and over. So that's my job. And they've always wanted me to fall into this. And I accept that reality of who I am. It's more than that. But that's what I can just express verbally to you as best I can. And that was that they gave me that nod. And they even like they quit talking to me. They're like, that's the lesson. Go integrate it. I just learned that. Go take some time to integrate what you just learned. And then they went after Ashley to come see her. And she was ready and she learned a lot. She learned as much as she was ready to learn. That's what they're also so good at, is they know how much you can take and how much you need for growth, for integration, without overwhelming you because they're so smart. Well, they get inside your head and they know you. Do you shave your head recently? Yes, I have. That's part of the change this year is head's clean, beard's back. I've done this. I'm going to be really transparent with you guys. I want you guys to understand this. I am not who I was in 2024. I'm different. I have grown and I've changed and I'm goddamn committed to move this research to the next level. Like I am freaking in my bones, burning for more. Like I want to get this. I need to get this to another level. We have to win. This is goddamn important. And I wanted to make a change. So I grew the beard back. I shaved the head and and made major changes in my life. Major freaking changes, like smashed through doors, broke paradigms, and I can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. So this year, I am doing different things. And so one of the things I want to talk about is it's not quite finished yet, but I have an expedition into the backcountry wilderness before. So I got Logan, Billy, and Marcus, all experienced expeditioners, coming out with me in September. Looks like I'm going to do it in June too. I got some military dudes who are on the queue, impressive men, and they want to go up into the backcountry wilderness. It'll be so. So what I'm saying is, in case y'all aren't aware, for the first time ever, I'm taking people up over this mountain area into a trail that's been abandoned because of the COVID virus. Trail was abandoned. We're going to recut this trail open and we're going to go back into the areas where I filmed Jake, Jane, Kubota. I mean, some of my best footage is all over there. Video 2 and 3 are from Montana, and then video 4, which is Jane and on. Well, I have some new California footage in the documentary coming out, but it's really the place. The Sasquatch that come over and visit us at the Radium Research Site come over from there. So we're going back into their home spot, home. So I'm very excited to announce there's a June expedition now. Some stuff switched around. My an amazing husband and wife couple from Spain had to cancel because of a medical illness, which if you're on here today, Amy, I wish you guys the best. It sucks. I was super disappointed that happened, but I took that expedition and I turned it into something totally different. So it's a tragedy that this amazing couple that, man, I was so looking forward to them. So they're actually originally from England. They're English. They live in Spain. And, the gentleman just has a very serious illness and it sucks. It happens. That's life. So I had to make this change. So that's the bad news. The good news is, yeah, we're going backcountry for June. So really, really excited about that. Stefan Bennett says, I encourage you all to join Todd's Patreon. Well, yeah, because you get those incredible photographs and amazing. I don't even have, so I'm just one guy, and it's kind of a struggle at times to keep up. It is a struggle. It's a lot of work. Look at that Jane photograph. Look how big that is. See your face there? Look at this photograph. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's the Jane collection from, I sent that out or no, February 15th was the Jane collection. March 15th was the J collection. I haven't printed those off yet. But what I do is I send them out. So all you Patreon followers, I send that out to you guys. And they just go to Staples. I mean, printing this off in 11 by 17 is what it's designed to do. Look how huge it is. You know what? That's almost kind of life size. Maybe she's a little bigger than that. But just so you know, in my experience, so this is a female who was probably about 15 years old, between 13 and 15 years old. Maybe, yeah, she was probably actually a little younger, maybe 14 to 12-year-old female. And look at her head size. And I'm saying she's bigger than that. You see that? There's my head. And I'm not a small man. I'm 6'3", 220 pounds. Look at that. That's a female. The females are noticeably smaller than the males. There's tremendous sexual dimorphism between males and females. And yeah, she's big. So when is the next Bigfoot footage coming out? I'm not sure, because I have a video of a Sasquatch walking that I'm looking at, that Bill, Expeditioner Bill, sent me. And I mean Bill, not Billy. He filmed a Sasquatch walking. It's pretty clear. Just taking a couple steps. Right when I was filming Blob Squatch and I cued them all, he panned around with his camera and then he re-looked at it and we found some footage there. So I have to figure out what I'm doing with that. So that might be coming out. But the documentary for sure. So June, the documentary will have new footage on it. Some pretty cool stuff. And there's my man Brian. So, okay, hello, brother. So Brian, Paul's on here. He's one of the gentlemen that are coming out, and then it's Matt and Dan that are coming out to you, my friend. So Brian is a native elder. He's a Makah native man that lives in Nia Bay, on the Nia Bay Peninsula. Whole life, right? Like generations. Like he's, you go to this incredible museum of the native people in Nia Bay. They have this gorgeous museum. I can't recommend it enough. It's one of the best walks through Indigenous culture I've ever seen. It was gorgeous, like old black and white pictures, and you could see the resemblance of Brian to the people that are in these old photos. And then when you go in there and you go, and he shows, I tell people, hey, look, that's kind of what this is what Brian looks like. Then he comes in and he goes, oh, there's my grandma. And he got, yeah, it's one of the people I pointed to, right? So it is nothing short of awesome to be guided by Brian and Larry and Analia. Larry, that bugger, he's not going to be on the show. He's probably not going to see this. He just looks like a normal white guy, and then and he doesn't talk, and he's secretive about things a little bit for me. I don't pry much, and then I find out his grandma is full Makah native. He's always been, I'm indigenous. And I'm like, you're a white guy. What are you talking about? He's he's 50% indigenous. So, and then I heard about his grandma and beautiful stories, and wow, so amazing. So Larry actually trusted me and came and reached out to me many years ago from Nia Bay. That's why I came to Nia Bay. Larry and Analia, his wife, invited me there. And the reason he trusted me is his mom looked at the Jane footage, looked at that Sasquatch that I just showed you, and she said, that's what a Sasquatch looks like. Just like that. She just looked at it and goes, wow, that's a real Sasquatch. Who filmed that? And then Larry reached out to me because like, you want to earn a man's trust, have his mother or father tell you that his work is legitimate and real. And Larry has never questioned my stuff because his mom told him that's what a Sasquatch looks like, and you just don't question it, right? So, and I get a lot of that, and I really appreciate people that there's such flow because they know my footage is real. You can't, when someone looks at the Patterson footage and knows it's real, you just know it. Nobody needs to tell you. You're not, you know the truth when you can see it. The people that deny that have that deception. It's in them. It's their paradigm. And when you investigate it logically, the truth is so obvious. It's clearly a Sasquatch. But it's not our job to convince people, and I don't anymore. If you believe the lies that are being spread about me, then you're susceptible. Even isn't that within you? So if you think that I'm not telling the truth, and I am telling the truth, that lie, it's a reflection of you. Do you understand that? And that's what I'm seeing is people that are pure of heart that come to me and go, ah, cool. Like David Avocado Wolf comes out with me. He knew my footage was real, and he knew Sasquatch was real, and his sighting that he had, it was like, yeah, I saw one. But to him, it was like going to Africa and seeing an elephant. Well, you never seen an elephant before. Yeah, but I knew they were real. I knew the pictures were real, and I saw one, and it's not even confirmation. He knew my footage was real. He knew Sasquatch was real, and when he saw one, it was just nice to see one. It wasn't, oh, I'm confirmed they're real. No, it was, I just knew, and that way, people like that are so powerful. They teach me lessons. It's absolutely spectacular. So I totally love it. Indonesia. Oh, there you go. So we're international. This is Ahmad. Thank you for tuning in from Indonesia. So so boom, we are international. I like going international. I like it when the boom resonates outside of North America. I shouldn't even say North America because Mexico is not. Mexico has the Aloosh. I don't think there's Bigfoot in Mexico. Yeah, I don't see it. Just not their kind of climate. I don't think there's Sasquatch in Brazil. So we don't get Mexico here, but all the way down into Texas, into Florida. If it's in Texas, though, you'd think there'd be something that goes south. I just don't see it. So I'm a full-time Sasquatch researcher. Andy made a note of that. If you would like to support that, you can make a donation by going to my website, discoveringbigfoot.org, or you can go to my Patreon page and become a Patreon follower. My Patreon followers are very happy. They're getting excellent quality of stuff, and it's just not ever going to stop. I'm really segueing. I haven't been doing much social media recently. You probably noticed, and I'll get back to it a little bit. You know, I appreciate the connections I get on social media. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm loving my Patreon. I'm loving the fact that I'm going after 1,000 Patreon followers, which I will get. And once that happens, I'll just kind of be beholden to them. I'll do a little social media, but I'm going to make documentaries for them. I'm going to make TV shows for them. I'm just going to have those people that support me. They're going to get tremendous value for that support over and over. So thank you very much for all of you tuning in today. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the support that I get from specifically the Patreon followers and people that do work in this area. The Sasquatch have hearts like us. They feel, they care, they love. This is from someone who says wild humans. Agreed. What do you think of the thermal of the Sasquatch running up the mountain on Steve's How to Hunt? I'm doing a review on that. I've already done a review. I just haven't posted it. So it's the review is what I would like to express to you all is I have a conclusion. I've watched nobody else's review. I've looked at it, and remember, I have military people because it's allegedly a Sasquatch military. It's not military. Come on, guys. So that's a preposterous statement. That's an insult to the military's thermal, and I'm going to prove that. And I'm going to prove the truth of that is coming out this week. That's the next video I'm doing. Like I said, it's pretty much done. I went to Colorado to do a Gaia show, which turned out really well. That'll be aired in a couple months. And I'll be doing other work with Gaia, it looks like. So that's really productive. But yeah, I have a definitive answer to that. So Life with May says, do you go hunting? Not much anymore. Yeah, not much. I would like to do more hunting, but I just haven't been able to. I've just so much Sasquatch research, and hunting's a little easier for me because I can go into a spot. And I spent 100 days in that area, in that wilderness site. I know where the elk are. I know where the deer are. I know where the moose are at certain times of year. So hunting for me is a lot easier, but I just haven't done it much. The Sean Jeter expedition was my expedition, huh? That was your expedition? It totally was your expedition. Yeah, so you went in and you saw those busted over trees. Well, that's why you asked that question, didn't you? And so Paul, like that was, those were busted, fresh over busted trees. It doesn't happen very often. Something has to cue them to do that. And for me to have gone away and come back, that was very, very significant. So Sasquatch watch and listen to humans psychically, like we watch TV. Agreed. They know all about human technology, culture, and customs. Yeah, that's a bold statement. I think they're really confused by us. I don't think so. This is from Wild Humans. I really respect your perspectives. I think they don't like to get too much involved with people because we're pretty toxic. Maybe I need to, you know what, though, I cannot universally say that. There's going to be Sasquatch that listen and really get involved and pay a lot of attention. Most of the Sasquatch that I've worked with and that mind speak with me, they really stay away from people. Like they're confused. Even understand this. This is for wild humans. There was a year where they were asking me these questions, and I was just like, I don't understand them. But they finally got it through to me, because when you speak through telepathy, it's not, they don't use words. They don't go, "Hi, I'm a Sasquatch." No, they send you images, and they attach emotions to that, and you have to deduce based on that truth. Like if I sent you a picture of my dog, look, but not a picture, but if I looked at my dog, or I envisioned my dog doing something. Okay, she's outside, she's playing in the snow, and what happens when I send that image, there's an emotion attached to it. And that emotion will reveal, I love my dog. She's like a member of the family. And I think she's beautiful and amazing and strong. And you go, oh, that's your pet. Yes. And they're going to get that from it. Right. So I remember in my infancy with Mindspeak, they were communicating to me, "You're an honest man." I go, "Yes, I'm honest." Like, "You're a very, very honest man." I go, "Yes, I am. I am." And you're out there and you've been all like, so this, at this time, I had been international headlines all over the world. My Sasquatch images were everywhere. Australia, UK, Germany, CNN, BBC, everybody was broadcasting it, right? It was big, big, big time. So you, as an honest man, go out there and honestly show evidence of us and tell the truth about us. I go, "Yeah." And they go, "We know you, we feel you did that." They know when their image is out there. That's one thing. There's a long story, but I could get into that. So then they go, "But they don't believe you." And I go, "Yeah, they don't." They go, "Why don't they believe you?" "Because we know you. We see you. You're a good, honest man. You tell the truth. You live," and they know I tell the truth because I flow, right? I have this, I don't have blockage. My energy is good. I'm a light. And they see that. And when you're honest and truthful and you do good things in good ways, and you care about your community, your people, yourself, you're good, and they can recognize that. You can understand that. So they go, "This good, honest man is out there telling the truth." And and so all these people see that and they don't believe it. So they think you're lying. And I go, "Well, yeah, that's true. So why do they think you're lying? Like, how do people lie?" And I go, "Yeah, people, they think I'm lying because people lie a lot, and they can't accept that truth because it's such a big deal." And then they go to me, and this was powerful, and they go, "That's why we have trouble trusting you and your species, because when one of you goes and tells the truth and you disbelieve him and mistrust him, that reflects back on them. Mistrust, dishonesty. Mistrust and dishonesty is rampant through your species. You lie and cheat and steal from one another quite often, like it's a real thing in your culture." I go, "Yeah." And they go, "And that's why we're so afraid of you guys, terrified of you. That's why many Sasquatch don't want to help human beings, because they feel that dishonesty, they feel that deceit, and they despise people." And that's these particular, and there were multiple Sasquatch mind speaking this with me. I could feel it, and they literally didn't talk to me for like 6 months after that. They had to forgive me for being part of this species, and then I had to come back to them and say, "But that's not me," and that there's a good, and I had to come back and explain why they should help me facilitate this discovery to people. And I brought them back, and we do really well now, so well. So I would like to put Brian in the that directory, please, Andy. So appreciate that. Why no one finds Sasquatch scat? I find Sasquatch scat. So, but you know what? They probably bury it, or even this is actually something very important, Linda. Animals defecate where they're comfortable. Okay, so when you see deer scat, deer are often comfortable on trails, moving around. Wolves like to move through trails. They'll defecate on trails because they're comfortable there. You don't defecate or urinate in places you're not comfortable. Sasquatch are not comfortable on trails. They don't like them. Trails are like often like logging trails, but actually, in truth, that all the roads I have are all logging roads and logging trails. They literally represent the destruction of the forest and these people stealing trees away for money. That's it. They don't do it for the goodness of people. They do it to make money, and it's literally just not good. It's bad. It's bad. And so these trails represent, pathways of destruction and damage and hurt So they don't like them. They stay off of them. So where they defecate? In places in backcountry wilderness sections where people don't go. And then when they do defecate, who's gonna recognize that as Sasquatch? Just think it's a bear. It's gonna think it's, I don't know, people who can really recognize the difference in scat. And the answer is I can. I know what Sasquatch scat look like. I've tracked Sasquatch to it. I've collected scat on multiple occasions in Montana, and Alberta and British Columbia. Multiple times I've collected scat. So yeah, it is what it is, right? That's the truth of it. So Linda, they find scat, but it degrades quickly. Like, yeah, and that's the other truth. If you don't find it and put it in a particular solution in a short period of time, then it's no good. And the Sasquatch aren't gonna. You got to understand too, Linda. So I'm walking around. Let's say I have about a give me a 2 mile radius around my research center that I really know well. Like we're always as big as that is. That's big. Like no one expedition will cover a quarter of that area. So we're not really in that area all the time, but just that, let's say that acute area within a 2 mile radius of where my expedition area is, they will never defecate within probably 5 miles of me. They just won't do that. They don't come up there and poop around me. It's just not something they do. They might urinate, and that's no good to me. But I haven't even noticed that. When they come around me, it's not about going to the bathroom. I'm not a bathroom area, right? They're gonna do that somewhere else. And they live in the most, even though they're the most man-like species in the world, they are literally mostly the opposite of us. We're domesticated, they're wild. We like trails, we like open areas. They don't. They like the blanketing of the trees, like the feel of forest around them. Guys, from a quantum perspective, the mushrooms and the trees are all talking to one another. This is a fact. We know this, we see this. Mother trees are defending their offspring from other tree species. We've seen this in the ecology. How the heck is a mother tree, defending its offspring? Where's its brain? Where's its thought? The answer is it's in the cells, and that communication is there. And we're learning this in technology. We're learning this in science, and it's a fact right now. It's unreal how spectacularly mushrooms and trees and all the plants are in a communication together. The Sasquatch live in that. They walk around barefoot. They lay in the ground. They feel it. Like, so it's all communicating to them. It's so freaking powerful. You must understand this. So it's there's so many layers of what's going on out there, and it's absolutely astonishing. And I'm trying to tap into that myself. I'm not trying. I am tapping into that. This is part of the change of who I am. And yeah, this year, I tell you, like you can see it in me. Like I've made changes. Everybody, I make changes. Like I'm fighting so hard to be. I want to leave that other person behind as all, not the success. I'm so grateful for all the success, but I need to ascend to another level. I need to bust into I need another explosion. So I'm really tapped into that, and I want it really, really badly. So I'm fighting for that with all my heart and soul. I'm fighting for a change to grow and expand and take this discovery to another level that's going to blow your mind. I want to blow my own mind. I want to do something that just blows me away. And all I can do is hope and pray, or no hope. Expect miracles. Expect that miracle. Be ready for the next miracle, because I'm not the teacher and I'm not the leader. I guide people around and keep them safe, but on expeditions, it's the Sasquatch that come around and give us our lessons and teach us. They're the masters. And all I can do as a student is be a good student. And when I'm ready, when the student is ready, the master will appear and teach that lesson. So that's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm working on being such a good student. I listen so well, pay attention, and I'm connected, and I'm flowing, and I want to win, guys. I do win, but I'm ambitious enough to look all you straight in the eye and say, I want to win more. I want more. I want to blow your minds. And I want you to know when that happens, because you were all a part of this, I'm very grateful for your help, because you do help. You do make a difference. Your mindset, your quantum is pushing this discovery. We want that truth. We want to know. And if you're just focused on that truth and that up leveling of humanity, this is where it is. So this is DY Mays. When I was living in the woods for 9 months, I asked Sabe in my mind that I wanted them to make me something. And the next day they left me a wreath they made. It made my life, what a gift. Like they've made me wreaths too. I actually remember one of the coolest wreaths they ever made for me was I was coming out, I was coming out of the Radium Mountain hike that I take people. I'm going on that hike this year with Sean Jeter and Nick from last year. So we're going to do that Radium hike, and possibly Ashley will come if she feels into it and it works for her. But I was coming down that hike, guys. Man, I had such a good time up there. The Sasquatch taught me such good lessons. I was feeling so good. And then I came down, and I know it was a female, not Jane, just another female. She made this beautiful wreath for me. And they were my favorite. They're bearberries. There was a whole big pile of bearberries in it. They were just big, fat, beautiful bearberries. And man, I sat down and I was so grateful. It touched me. And I could, my gratitude went out to her and she gave it back. Like I had that connection with her. I was like, wow, your hands, your big giant Sasquatch hands picked all these berries gently and put them here for me, and gave me this beautiful wreath. So, unfortunately, I'm really bad with stuff. They give me rocks and wreaths and all these cool things and stack rocks in beautiful ways. I don't really, I'm just not that guy that's sentimental and keeps that kind of stuff. But the gift in the moment and something, it was special to me for a long time. I kept it. It dried up and cracked and fell apart. And so that's not the point. I know what you mean, DY Maze. Like that. What a what a gift it is. And you'll only experience it when it happens to you. It just lights you up. It just makes you feel that connection to them, don't you? I think I ate those berries and they went into my body, and I felt like I know that the Sasquatch picked those berries for love and appreciation of me, and it nourished my body, and it was just such a wonderful gift. On that expedition, they took apples from me, so I believe they took apples and they were good, amazing, healthy apples, and the Sasquatch ate them, and it nourished their body, and that's why I gave it. I gave it with nothing. I didn't expect anything in return. I just gave it as a gift. That's when they take them from me. If I give them with expectations, if I have a camera up there and I'm giving them apples to trick them and take some footage, they never take them. And it's all energy. Everything is energy. You cannot deny this truth. We are made up of energy. Energy is all around us. We flow in and out of frequencies or maintain a frequency. These things matter. These things pop. Something will pop into your life because it's matching your frequency, and you get that success from it, and it teaches you, and you learn. You must understand this truth. And when you cook food that's made with love, it nourishes you spiritually. And you can't cook anything. I don't think you could make a chocolate bar or a donut with love. I don't know. And it would be misguided if you did, because you're poisoning people. It's not good. So and you've got to know that deep down inside in your subconscious that a donut is very unhealthy. It's bleached sugar, bleached flour. It's got chemicals and toxins in it. It's not going to nourish the body at all. It's going to damage the body. It's bad. So, so I get this from James, and respect to you. He says, leave them alone. And has every right to say that. The problem, though, James, so that I'm going to tell you, is I do leave them alone. They come to me. So you can't say I'm out there chasing them around. I don't. Every expeditioner, every sighting, every success, watch Survivor Man. Watch Jeff Meldrum as a Sasquatch comes to us, takes apples from us, and then shows himself to us as he hangs out with us. So there is no leave them alone. People that say that, again, I have respect for you, but at the same time, you're not really paying attention. You obviously don't know what's going on because they come to me. They choose to interact with me. I cannot chase down a Sasquatch. I could not ever see a Sasquatch that didn't want to let itself be known to me. Do you understand that? So I accept your words and give you respect, but at the same time, you're also not paying attention and you know nothing about my research and what I do to say something preposterous like that to me. You think I'm in it for the money? You think I'm doing this for the fame, the fortune, the glory? No, I'm doing this because this makes the world a better place. I'm doing this because we are up leveling as human beings. We are ascending to a new state of consciousness, and they are guiding me there. They're connecting us to nature and wilderness. And in the natural world is where we thrive. It's where we can save this beautiful planet that nourishes us and keeps us safe. So I'm way beyond where you're at. And you have my sympathies to be in that spot. I would suggest you do some research. And if you have a good heart, you will follow and you will see the work that we're doing is amazing. Hey, what's the best advice you were ever given? Huh? Whoa. You mean this week? I I study, the art of war, Jordan Peterson and Nietzsche, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. The teachings, even from good teachings from the Quran and the Bible and Buddhism. So it's so much. I study a lot. I recognize, greatness. But what would be my here's my favorite statement currently, and I love this when I talk about this a lot, is uh, you can't beat someone who doesn't quit. So all you have to do to win is never quit. If you quit, you lose. If you never quit, you always win. Do you understand that? No one ever can say that you lost if you're still in the fight. What do you mean I lost? I'm not done. If you continue till the end of your days and you never quit, didn't you win? And I would say yes. I would say yes. So because you spent your whole life devoted to the cause, and the only way you lose is when you quit. And and when it pertains to the discovery of Sasquatch, I will never do anything other than continue on forward. I will never quit. And do I win? Yeah. I win all the time. I win over and over. I I love to win. And it goes beyond Sasquatch. It goes on to being a friend and a mentor to the people that follow me. It goes on to being a father. It goes on to being a son, a boyfriend, a brother. It goes on with all these relationships that I work on, and they grow and expand, and they're amazingly successful because I never quit. So greedy people want those trees. You are correct. Every 100 feet there was four breaks and bands. It wasn't it awesome, James? I mean, I did a whole little mini documentary on it, and yeah, yeah, it was nothing short of awesome. So let's see, Black Diamond, DC, hi Todd, Andy, Royal, James, ever seen hi? I want on the good question. And James, this is that guy again. Stay out of the woods. Yeah, stay out of the woods. Now you're really being a meathead. I feel my true nature in the woods. So this James Msanka, basically whatever he says, do the opposite. Stay out of the woods, go into the woods, get connected to nature. How wilderness in nature is beautiful, grounding, connecting to trees, learn about the plants and the animals and the ecology and the dirt and the soil and the water. Get out into the woods. Who the hell do you think you are saying that? So a good example though, just do the opposite of what he says. Black Diamonds, boom, hello. DJ Maz says, okay, so this will be the last one of today, guys. A native lady said they cloak by bending the light. Yes, but they physically, oh, wow, well, I agree with that. Physically are there. I don't know if it's true, but I know they can bend trees. You could use a frequency. That is correct. Or something. They're totally amazing. So, wow, who is this DY Maze? So I recognize truth. I hear the ring of truth, and I think this person is yeah, very exceptional. I swear Sasquatch and meditation. I hear Sasquatch and meditation sometimes. This other wild human being. So these are two new people here that are just punching out truths. Let's hear what wild humans have to say. I hear Sasquatch and meditation sometimes. I do. I mostly try to talk to Sasquatch and meditation personally. They're currently fiercely discussing and deliberating who to give the next good photo to. Sasquatch are worried they won't survive the anthem. Yeah, and again, see, I can't argue with what he's saying, because if I'm getting different information and it's some of it's matching and some of it's not, but every individual is different. So the Sasquatch that are talking to wild humans are different from my Sasquatch. They're different. You think they're all one? They're not. You think they're all the same individual? No, they're not Borg. They're not. So, and I've talked to Sasquatch that hate people. I've talked to Sasquatch, that are on the fence about the discovery, and so, but a lot of what you're saying, I have to agree. I have to agree with you. And congratulations on what you're saying and you're seeing. I don't think there'll be an extinction. I think humans are going to sort it out eventually. I believe in my species. I don't want to hate on people, right? I can't, because I'm a person. It would make me a hypocrite. I believe in humanity. I believe in people. I think that ultimately we shake things up and the cream will rise to the top, and we're going to get stuff organized. Actually, I love being a human being. I do. I love it. I love the way we're trying to go. me and my people are trying to get back to nature, being less domesticated, the health, the spirituality. I see a lot of greatness in a lot of people, and I love being a human. I love my life. I'm so grateful for this life that I have, and and thank you all very much for tuning in today. Oh my God, look at all the questions and stuff here. So lots and lots of stuff going on. Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah. Do they migrate? I think they leave. The bottom question here is, do they migrate by Sarah? I believe they leave in August to go to get to salmon spawning. And that's something I definitely see that I don't do Sasquatch research in a certain time in August because they seem to go find a salmon spawning. So yeah, but south, no, I don't think so. I think my group stays mostly where they are, except for the powwows. I think there's a gathering they do in specific areas. So lots of stuff. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, I really enjoyed doing the show, and lots of stuff to come. So that Sasquatch thermal running video, I'll reveal the truth of it, and there's no debating what I've discovered in the truth of that video. No debating it whatsoever. So be excited about that coming out maybe Thursday or Sunday. I'm not sure. And lots more to come next week. Lots of new announcements. I'm very excited about our discovery process. We're moving forward very well. Y'all take care. Bye for now.